6:38. We're aboard the plane. Got up at 3:45 for some reason to get our 6:50 flight. We didn't have much time to spare though by the time we got here. We got through security.
I live up
Nashville, here we come.
Somebody took a little too long to get ready.
Not me. Good thing we zip-locked our toiletry bags, because I don't know what happened. Something exploded or melted or whatever, and it's like things all melty, stuck together, weird goop and ooze on it. It's like it's melted plastic.
It won't even come off, right?
Won't come off. The good news is we checked into our room at like 8:30 in the morning. Woohoo!
And we get to have breakfast.
Now we get to have breakfast. Ooh, what's up with my hair? Our flight went as planned. We got an Uber right away. We got to the hotel around 8:30ish. Amazingly, they let us check into a room immediately, 8:30 a.m. that is. So we unpacked, went down, had our free breakfast. Today is a free day. We didn't book anything for today, so the plan was to take the gray line, hop on, hop off bus. It's going to be a high of 86, and supposedly we can buy tickets for this Music City Hop bus in the lobby, so we will find out here in a sec. And we were correct. We were able to buy bus tickets for the Music City Hop stop, so we are right down the street at Chewy's, waiting for the bus.
On the left of us is Roy Orbison's old recording studio. George Sons records that. That's where Only the Lonely Pretty Woman was recorded. This old church, you'll see houses and churches turned into recording studios. This old church on the left is Southern Ground in Nashville. That's Zach Brown's recording studio here. ASCAP, you have publishing companies like ASCAP, CSAC, and BMI. And on the left front is Sony Music. That's actually where Garth Brooks and Taylor Swift started out at. Sony's known for their entertainers such as Eric Church and Thomas Rhett. Coming up on the right front, the red brick building, it's McGee Entertainment. That's actually where Darius Rucker records, Leanne Rimes. Bob Dylan used to record there in the past. RCA Studio B, the famous one, is right there to the left, home of 1,000 hit records. They built Studio A in 1964. They outgrew Studio B. And Studio B was built in 1957, home of 1,000 hit records, but 100 of them was Elvis's. This building on the left is Starstruck Studio. It used to be Reba McEntire. She built RBI here in Nashville now. That one belongs to her daughter-in-law, Kelly Clarkson. And here to the left is where the Reba show was actually filmed by RFD-TV. And coming up on the right, that's actually where the Bobby Bones show is coming out of, Heart Radio. And coming up on the right front is Broken Bow Records. That's where Tracy Atkins and Trisha Yearwood record. Now Ray Stevens just opened up his new nightclub down on well, Gabba Gabba Ray is downtown, and he doesn't record a lot of music, so he's got his for sale. But right here on the right is where he recorded all his songs. Holmes records his music. Here's a couple of number one hits out, When It Rains, It Pours, and The Hurricane is one of them. It's coming up on the right front. Right beside of it is Terry Archery, Terry McBride, that's where they record. And there's a white building coming up at the stoplight down here on the right. That white brick building is Waylon Jennings' old recording studio. It's called Frost Entertainment. Ocean Way to Nashville. That's actually where the Kings of Leon record. It's owned by Belmont University. Now Belmont is not very far from here. It's just a couple of blocks down from where I make the turn up there. Then walking distance of our next stop if you want to check out the Belmont Mansion. To the right is where Chris Stapleton records. Take a left here and make our way over to 16th Avenue. Now 16th Avenue, back behind us when I make the turn, you got a lot of different kind of music recording studios down through there. You got gospel, rock and roll, bluegrass. The Rolling Stones country is down there where the Rolling Stones used to record here in Nashville. Is Liz Rose's office. She's basically gets Songwriter of the Year every year. She's a really great songwriter. On the right front, across the street, he's getting a little makeover done to him. That's Garth Brooks' recording studio. It's called Allentown. And as I pull out, you can look down the street to the right, that big old white building down there. That's actually the mansion down there. Studio here in Nashville, Big Machine Records. And our stop down here is actually right here at the red light, Edge Hill Village, just about a half block to the right. Got quite a few little restaurants down there. Taco Mamacitas is pretty popular. It'll be the first one to the right of us there. And over on the left front, Big and Loud, that's actually where Blake Shelton and Mason Ramsey started recording. Mason's their new artist. This is our stop. Jason Aldean records there also, Big and Loud, to the left of us. Warner's Chapel's coming up on the right front. They do a lot of country music videos in that building. Right behind it is the only bar on Music Row. It's Bobby's Idle Hour Tavern. That's actually where the Red Solo couple went and written that bar by Toby Keith inside that building. That what started it all out though here on Music Row is a little Kwanzaa hut from Vietnam. Owen and Harold Bradley in 1955 put it on a piece of property down here, and later on they built around it called it Columbia Records, but it started out as Decca Records. Yeah, there are entertainers like Johnny Cash, Parker Family, George Jones, Red Soulline. It's still up here today, pointed out as we go by. Before we get there, here to the right is Curb Entertainment. That's where Toby Keith and Kid Rock and Hank Williams Jr. and Natalie Grant Lee Rice records. On the left is Country Music Association. They're the ones that puts on the show every year. Gives out the Grammy Awards. And on the right is the original Decca Records. Kwanzaa Hut still inside that building today. Left side of us is BMG. It's where Alabama records. And coming up on the right front here in just a minute, you're going to see Warner Music. They have entertainers such as Ashley McBride, Little Big Town. Shania Twain records there. A little bit of everybody. And BMI's here on the right. That's the largest publishing company of music here in Nashville. Coming up on the left is a park honoring Owen Bradley. And Alan LaCar, the famous artist from Nashville, actually one that built the Athena down in the Parthenon. He built the statue out of the center. It's called the Sound of Music. To the right of us carries you right back to the Country Music Hall of Fame. And this little nightlife area is right above the Cummings Station up there, which is a shopping mall, right above the Country Music Hall of Fame. All in walking distance down through there. Everything out and built all these buildings down in here. It's a lot of restaurants down here. It's a lot of shopping places. Yazoo Brewery is located down here. If you want to go check out the Yazoo Brewery, they do give free samples throughout the taste tour. And this is actually where Biscuit Love Restaurant is. Pretty popular though. Biscuit Love is an amazing restaurant, and it serves breakfast at 3 p.m. I always like telling everybody there's some artwork on the wall down here, and that's where we drop off pick up at. It's the Angel Wings. Any business owner down here can send you right back to our stop in case you get turned around down here on the side streets. You got Pot Bellies down here. You got Sambuca's, Finn and Grill. You got Cane Fried Steakhouse. A lot of good restaurants down here. 404 Kitchen. Moto's is a really great Italian restaurant. You just want burgers? They got Burger Republics down here. It's been voted the best cheeseburgers or burgers in Nashville 6 years down the road now. A lot of little stores you can grab just a little quick stuff at. Up to the left, two old hippie stores, Urban Outfitters. Burger Republic to the right, Bar Louie's, Loft, the Pub. Biscuit Love is right there where the line is to the right, which isn't very many. Normally they line up a lot worse than that here. And this is our stop down in this area for anybody wanting out down in the Gulch area. Everybody good?
14.
Alright, we'll get y'all on around. Right on
I think we're at 12.
front is the Angel Wings. This stairway to the right front's right above the Cummings station also. They got an elevator inside of the building, down at the car garage there. You come down in the same way. This is the old train yard on the right front. Still got the cargo trains, there's CSX trains that come through here. But the original train station is actually the building on the right front, the Union Station Hotel. Now it is on the historical registry, so when they bought the building, they couldn't change anything about it. So it's still the original train station. That's why no two rooms are the same in the whole building. Cane Fried Steakhouse is Moto's, the Italian restaurant I spoke of earlier, is right here on the right. Whiskey Kitchen to the left, and Dell's across the street on the right front. Now we're going to make our way over to the old train station. We do have a stop over there for the Prince Visual Art Museum. We stop right there at it for anybody wanting to check those areas out. Or if you just want to walk about a block and a half down from the train station, you got the Cummings station. which is a shopping mall. A lot of stuff to do inside of there, restaurants as well.
Dock Road. This is the one area I went to.
And anywhere you walk in down here has live entertainment.
So there's the tower where the XM radio station. Yep. So you can't miss it. There's the tower on the highway.
From here down is nothing but nightclubs, souvenir shops, t-shirts, restaurants, a little bit of everything. Now all these nightclubs, they do get louder as the day goes on. They try to drown the other ones out, and by 3 a.m. in the morning, it's pretty loud down in this area. And you'll have about 2,000 people up and down through here pulling nights out. But right now it's a little quiet if you want to walk around, check things out down here. We're back down here on First Avenue, heading to the riverfront. Next trolley out will be number 218 right there in front of us.
Oh, now it's called Nissan Stadium.
And this is our stop.
January to 15th of
Have our
February.
stickers.
We can be down in the teens, maybe even single digits.
We're at stop
Done
number
last
1,
year.
which is the
Our springs
front
are
train station
great.
near the river.
15 stops, so we'll be trying to educate you and entertain you at the same time. The history of Nashville started on this river over to your right. That's the Cumberland River. Starts in Kentucky, goes through Tennessee, back into Kentucky, hooks up to the Ohio River, then it hooks up to the Mississippi River. It can go either north or all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So that's our lifeblood. That's how our city got started. We had a group of 250 approximately men and women came across land from North Carolina. We were the North Carolina Territory at that time. James Robertson brought that group, and about the next year, that was 1779, 1780, John Donaldson brought another group over. And if you look up the hill, you'll see a replica of a fort. That's where they lived when they first come to Nashville. So they started out in the city of about 500 settlers. And then by 1784, they were ready to make Nashville a city. So they didn't like the name that they had chosen at that time called Fort Ashburn. It sounded a little too British, and we weren't that far away from the Revolutionary War. So they went to the French word Ville, suffix Ville, took General Francis Nash's name, and we become Nashville in 1784. The state of Tennessee became a 16th state of the Union 12 years later. So when we first started, everything come in by riverboats. Long before rail came into Nashville, and as we pulled away, that's where all the warehouses were that brought the goods in. This was called Market Street. This is where they sold everything that they brought into the riverboats. And so we passed the Hard Rock Cafe as you turn the corner. We're going by George Jones Museum. We're going by the Silver Dollar Saloon is on the corner. The Wild Horse Saloon we just passed, which has the largest dance floor in Nashville. And then we're turning the corner here, and behind the trees is B.B. King's Blues Club. So you've been on the tour for a block and a half, you see rock, country, jazz. Country is king, but it's by no means the only type of music that's either made or played here in Nashville. Give you a little stats about the city right now. We just passed Memphis last year as the largest city in the state, about 660,000 people, 1.8 million metropolitan area. But you'll see a lot of cranes in the area building condominiums, apartments, and hotels. They are projecting in the next 10 years, Nashville will have another million residents. Right now, we're on a pace. We have between 95 and 100 people move into the Nashville area every day. So we're playing catch up in a lot of areas. Over to your left, you see the back end of the back side of the Ryman Auditorium. Some of you going to stop there. It looks like a church. It was built as a church. The riverboat captain, Tom Ryman, not only had 25 riverboats, he had brothels and bars. He was converted to Christianity by Sam Jones, and he sold all the bars and brothels, kept the boats, and built a place for Sam Jones to preach. And from 1892 until 1904, it was a church, the Union Gospel Tabernacle Church. Then when Tom Ryman died in 1904, it became the Ryman Auditorium, and has been that ever since. From 1904 to 1943, it was anything in the entertainment that come through Nashville performed at the Ryman. I have to admit, it's my favorite venue in Nashville. It's got fantastic acoustics. You're never too far from the stage, so maybe you get a chance to see a show when you come here. It is, y'all go get off the Ryman, okay? In 1943, it became the home of the Grand Ole Opry, and it stayed that way. Can you hold it 1 second? We got somebody coming off. No problem. Just makes it easier. Have a good day. We'll maybe see you before the day's over another tour. So enjoy yourself. Okay? You're good to go? Come on board. 1943 to 1974 is the home of the Grand Ole Opry. By the way, it's still in November and December of each year.
From yesterday.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. It was the home of the Grand Ole Opry until 1974 when they moved to the current location. There's so much reverence for this building, though, that they cut a 3-foot section out of the floor and took it to the new Opry House. So who's who in country and bluegrass has played here? Elvis Presley got almost a false start here. He even sang a bluegrass song called Blue Moon of Kentucky, but he was not well received. He was not booed off the stage, but the manager of the Opry told him, said, "Son, don't give up your day job as a truck driver." He was so upset that he never came back to the Ryman to perform again. Luckily for Nashvilleians, we had the Municipal Auditorium at that time, the forerunner of Bridgestone Arena, and he did come back and play concerts at the Municipal Auditorium, so we got lucky on that. Our next stop will be some of the museum stops. Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, George Jones are all relatively new museums, and then we'll go around to the Country Music Hall of Fame Museum. Get past Honky Tonk Central here, you'll start seeing the museums. This is 4th Avenue. The entrances to those are on 3rd Avenue when you see behind the building there. Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline. You get to walk around there.
I didn't think I thought that was the name of it.
This is our stop here for the museums. If you look over to your right, you see a bridge. That's a pedestrian bridge. Y'all gonna go here? Okay, good, okay. We'll get you. Talking about different types of music. This building over here is the Scormahort Symphony Hall. It looks like it's been here forever. That building's 12 years old. They built that, went over to Europe, got the architecture and acoustics, brought it back, and built a home for an 83-piece world-class symphony. We talk about all the country stars winning Grammys. Well, our symphony has won 11 Grammys in the last 5 years for classical music. So it's a great venue. There's about 150 concerts a year there. Half are symphony, classical music. The other half are all types of entertainment. Turning the corner, we're coming up on what I refer to as the Smithsonian of country music. Country Music Hall of Fame Museum. Over 2.5 million artifacts make up this museum, and there's all kinds of exhibits. Right now, you can see the banners of all the exhibits that's going on. If you look up, you'll see the upper windows, the 2nd floor, 3rd floor are made to look like the black keys of a piano to give that music connotation. So it takes really to do that museum and Hall of Fame justice, it takes at least 2 to 3. We have 3 stars on our flag. East Tennessee's mountainous, Middle Tennessee's rolling hills, and West Tennessee is flat. So that's to symbolize the rolling hills of Middle Tennessee, the roof line. It's an LEED gold certified roof. We have 14 species of plants planted up there. They have 7 bee colonies just to pollinate the flowers. It's pretty
that's
eco-friendly. It is cool. Yeah, you can go in and go all the way to the top through escalators, and you can see the roof with the beehives and everything go in. Pretty neat place.
They harvest 400,000 honey a year.
And use it, yeah. So it's a neat convention center that we have, and once we built the convention center, we got the big convention, and guess what? We didn't have enough hotel space.
Oh.
And so if you look at the top of the hill, you can see the end of it. It's going to be a J.W. Marriott flagship hotel, a great hotel that'll be open this year. From January of 2016 to December of 2018 this year, 28 hotels are being built in Nashville.
Oh my God. It's all because of Nashville.
Because a lot has to do with the convention center and all the tour. I don't like to use the word tourists. Sorry.
Okay.
Visitors. You're all visitors. Yeah. Here in Nashville.
Yes.
So this is our visitor center, and we're going to head over to Capitol Hill. We'll talk a little bit about the history of Capitol Hill as we move away. Yeah, if you just want, as I said, if you just want to walk through the convention center, got over 1,000 pieces of original art throughout the whole thing. And in the lower level, there's a songwriters Hall of Fame, not to be confused with some of the others. Over to your left, you'll see a building that's a customs house, and you'll say, Nashville's not on the ocean, why do they ever need a customs house? Well, in the 1860s, you could leave the Gulf of Mexico, come up the Mississippi, down the Ohio, and you were here. It's actually for sale right now, $15 million. The caveat, though, is you can't change the exterior. They want to maintain as much as possible. The city planners are doing a pretty good job on saving historic buildings. The new buzzword in planning like that, historic planning, is repurpose. Take something that's already there and repurpose it. And we're doing that, and just did that on a hotel we just passed called the Houston House. Was an older hotel and repurposed into a new hotel. So we have that. We just passed on our left is our downtown high school, the #1 academic war memorial building. This was built in honor of those who died in World War I. Tennessee has a nickname called the Volunteer State. You've ever heard that term. But from after the Revolutionary War, every war to current, any war we've been involved with, per capita of the population, we've had the most volunteers from any state in the United States. So this is the War Memorial Plaza. There's a military museum in that building that's free. And we're coming down on to your right. You'll see the only 5-star hotel in Nashville right now. That's the Hermitage Hotel. If you were to go about 12 miles straight ahead, you'd be at the Hermitage Plantation, a beautiful pre-Civil War plantation, the home of Andrew and Rachel Jackson. This is worth walking in and looking at the Hermitage Hotel. It's got a beautiful Tiffany glass, stained glass ceiling. It has an interesting distinction. It won the award as the most elaborate men's room in 2016 of any hotel in the United States. Wait, it gets weirder than that. They have it set up so women can see this men's room. So, we're coming up for our stop here. One sad note. Right now, our state museum is closed. They're building a freestanding one close to our farmers market, and they closed May 5th, and it will be open in October. It just takes a while to move all the exhibits to the new museum. So right now, it's the War Memorial Museum, and on your iPhone, you can get tours of our state capitol. And they're free. All those are free as we stop here at the Capitol Hill stop. It's also T-Pack, where we have 3 theaters where they do Broadway plays and a lot of entertainment goes on. And we're pulling across, you see the huge flag, and behind that flag, this is a good example of Greek revival architecture in Nashville. You're going to see a lot of that, and it has something to do with us being called the Athens of the South. But when we pull out, you will see a statue behind that flag. See, he's beating his leg. That's Nike. As we all know, Nike is the god of tennis shoes. No, he was the god of victory in Greek mythology. We'll talk about Nike when we get out that the Parthenon. But now you get to see a good view of our Capitol. Our Capitol is one of only 12 in the United States that's not domed. The architect, William Strickland, came from Philadelphia. He picked a building in ancient Greece and built our Capitol, to resemble that. He wanted the most grandiose Capitol in the United States, but he had a budget. Budget director and him argued every day on how to build the Capitol. Ironically, they're both buried in the walls of the Capitol. They both wanted to be buried there, so close to it. So this is kind of our Capitol Hill complex, almost all state buildings around us. And our next stop will be the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum. And I think it's the hidden jewel of the city. This has very little to do with artists. This has to do with writers, the sound people, the technician, everything behind the scenes that makes music happen. And so that'll be our next stop as we pull down the hill here. And then the center of it, there's this huge banner that says, God bless the boys who make the noise on 16th Avenue. And if you've never heard, had a chance, it's a 1982 Lacey J. Dalton song. And listen to it. It is fantastic verbiage that talks about making it in music. The term overnight wonder is an oxymoron. There's no such thing. It takes a lot to make it in music. So we'll pull down to the Musicians Hall of Fame. It's also not just about music, country music or Nashville. This has exhibits for all types of music all over the United States, to Detroit, to Memphis, to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to Los Angeles. So it's a really interesting museum for musicians.
This is a backside view of the state capitol.
Every 30 minutes in the area as well. But it's got coffee shops, it's got a Harley Davidson, it's got Jack Daniels to go with other Parthenon as we drive by. Starting to come into view any second here. As I mentioned earlier, the main difference between this and the original in Athens is, there's a good view, is this is sandstone, that was marble. They have floodlights at night that they try to make it look brighter, make the sandstone look brighter, so you have a good view here in this area at night. Going back to Vanderbilt, $67,000 a year to go to school there. Most people live on campus because it's too expensive to live off campus. But they do have a 97% graduation rate. If I spent that kind of money for my kid to go to school, they had better graduate. Thornton Prince. He had a habit of having multiple girlfriends at one time, and one of the girlfriends did not like that idea one bit. So when she had her chance to fry chicken for him, he asked for chicken, and she thought, this is my chance for revenge. So she decided to concoct the hottest batter she could find. She put cayenne peppers, everything in her kitchen, and presented it to him, and guess what? He loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing he'd ever eaten. So much so that he started his own chain, he and his brothers, called Prince's Hot Chicken. They're in East Nashville, on the other side of the river, Prince's. This area, there's three. We're going to stop by one called Hattie B's. There's three Hattie B's restaurants in this area. But when we stop at this, what I call the restaurant stop, within about a 300-yard radius, there's got to be 20, 30 restaurants and everything you can imagine. So it's a good restaurant stop. We stop right beside Chewy's. I don't know if they have Chewy's Mexican restaurants where you're all from. I love their motto. If you've seen one Chewy's, you've seen one Chewy's. They're all architecturally different. They're moderately priced Mexican food, but you can't go wrong in this area for lunch or any other time to find something to eat. So I haven't tried hot chicken, so I asked the customers when I get back on, what did you try? And some of them will say, do not go past mild. It will give you the flavor of the chicken without the repercussions. A lady come on about a month ago, and she said I had the hottest they make. And I said, well, how did that go? She says, I don't know. I still can't feel my lips. So it's crank it on up there. But this is a good time where Yeah, 11:30. So, doing some try heady beats. Okay.
Super hot.
Okay. We'll see you when you get back. You can tell us how it went. Gigi came to Nashville to make it as a blues and jazz singer. That didn't work out, but she started a chain of cupcake places. Right there. See, there's no sign, there's just that tin roof. You can always look for the lines. You can find it that way.
That's like the voodoo donut shop in Portland.
Yeah, there's a line everywhere. There's a sign out front there if you're looking for from the road. We'll talk about music. We're heading out to one of the main changes that we've seen in the last few years downtown, this last 5 blocks, is the stars themselves are opening their own clubs. If you start at 5th Avenue and go down to 1st, you're only going to see 2 chains. You're going to see Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, you're going to see Hard Rock Cafe. Everything else are individual stars. Right across here, Whiskey Road, that's Dirk Bentley. We just passed AJ's Good Time Bar, which is Alan Jackson. Down at the end of the street, he's co-owner of Active Speed and Sea. 2 weeks ago, Blake Shelton's Old Red opened up. Then the next street down is going to be John and Rich's Redneck Riviera, and Jason Aldean is going to open up a club.
Right here?
Yeah, on the right-hand side. So we're seeing the stars put back into Nashville too as well. So it